What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Last night, 21 Savage, Offset, and Metro Boomin teamed up for a new collaborative album titled Without Warning. Literally a couple hours before it hit all the streaming services, they announced it, so it really was something that we were not expecting to get. Now, I listened to it just like everybody else did. I listened to it last night and into the morning. I'm still listening to it. But it got me thinking that trap collaboration albums are becoming so, like they're popular. They're like the norm. We have Future and Young Thug just a few weeks ago. And Kodak Black and Plies also put out a mixtape today together. So it's like you always have these trap collaborations and they seem to be popping up more and more. And for that reason, I decided that I wanted to talk about the idea that some of these trap collaboration albums are forgettable. And I wanted to pose the question to you guys watching. So after you watch this video and you dissect my opinion, I want to hear from you guys and, see your thoughts on it. I want to know if I'm the only one that's feeling this way. Basically, I look at it like it's a sense of fatigue. With these trap collaboration albums, not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying any of them are whack. But are they memorable? I look at What a Time to Be Alive, Drake and Future from 2015, and how much that it's brought up because it was a moment, but musically it's not talked about that much. It's not in the same regards as a Watch the Throne, or even like a Best of Both Worlds, the Jay-Z and R. Kelly joint from 2002. You don't have like that same feel, like that magic. They didn't really have great chemistry, but it was indeed a big moment. So I'm wondering if this becoming the norm is good or not. For instance, I see that everybody gets real excited when these projects come out. And I think like any release, there's a lot of hype surrounding it. But, couple weeks later, are these projects still being talked about? Are these projects still being brought up on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram? Are people putting these albums in their year-end list? I see a lot of hype for a lot of music and then it just dies out after a week or two. When it comes to trap music, there is no shortage of it nowadays. You got so many artists that are doing it, and I don't want to diminish the value of it, but it's not as complicated of like a music genre to do than, some stuff. I mean, anybody can be like on a Gucci Mane level, musically rapping like that, but how many of them can do like a Kendrick or a Jay-Z or, even a Kanye? Like, there's different levels to creation, and trap music is just a lot easier and simpler to do, from the production to the lyrics. And so I think we have an abundance of it already. And then you chalk it up to the fact that when it comes to making trap music, since it's a lot easier to do, a lot of these rappers, Future for instance, will put out several albums in a year. Future put out 3 projects. 2 albums and then 1 collaboration with Young Thug. Same with Young Thug. 2 projects and then a collaboration with Future. So I think on one end, these collaboration albums are never bad, but they often come at a time where the rappers have put out something. 21 Savage put out an album over the summer. Offset. It feels like Offset hasn't really left like the conversation of hip-hop in 2017. Migos put out Culture at the top of the year, and since then it feels like Offset has been doing guest features at least once a month. So there's never been like that moment where you miss hearing Offset or miss hearing 21 Savage, because they're just everywhere. And so I think that is another problem that lies with it. It goes to like, it doesn't feel as special anymore. It doesn't feel special when a rapper is putting out so much music and then they team up with another rapper who puts out a lot of music and then they make more music. And so I hope that everybody can kind of see where my fatigue comes in. I think that some of these albums would flare better if we had time to miss some of these artists. I think Michael Jackson said it, a long time ago, like you have to step away from the spotlight. But in the same regard, it's kind of tough because now we have the internet and not too many artists can like take 2-3 years off, especially trap rappers. Because if, say, I don't know, like a 21 Savage. Let's use 21 because he's not the biggest name. If Future were to take off 2-3 years, he would probably be able to bounce back real easy. But 21 Savage is still like in that stage where he's hot, but he's not necessarily like stable for, 2-3 years of a break. And so if he were to take a break, then another rapper is going to come and take his spot. So I get it. And so like all of that just factors into like creating these trap collaboration albums. And ultimately I just feel like a lot of them are here for the hype, but they largely just get forgotten afterwards. I mean, I reviewed Super Slimy, what, 2-3, probably like 2 weeks ago. And I'm blanking on what songs were on there, like song names. Like if I listen to it, I can be like, okay, I remember this, even start singing some of the hooks. But as of right now, I'm like, damn, what songs were on here? I know there was some solo records from each of them, but I can't tell you any of the song titles. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just feeling this way. But I want to open it up to you guys in the comment section. What are you thinking when it comes to these trap collaboration albums? Are they great? Are they good? Are they bad? Are you playing them after a couple weeks? Talk to me about everything that I talked about in this video. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.